Hello, hello, hello. We are making a video together, my baby dog and I. I have a spray bottle here to defend myself against an ambush, against a comedy ambush from baby dog because he does that because when I'm on the computer that bothers him. And he has to come and he wants to throw the computer down, but he doesn't have that much leverage to do it because I'm holding onto the computer. But then he will jump up on me and he will jump on the keyboard and does something like this with his paws on the keyboard, like he's typing. So, but my Great Dane, Kenny, he one time retaliated against my computer. That's the other one that's in the shelf. That's my backup computer. It works again. It wasn't working for a while because Kenny, when I wasn't looking, he went in the living room and he took his gigantic paw and he wiped that computer off my counter and it fell sideways on the rug. So after that, it had some problems with the monitor. Oh my gosh, look at that! Look at that! Two pigeons. No, they are doves. A dove couple. A love couple. Two doves. A man and a woman in the tree. Yes, I see you. I see you, beautiful. And earlier I heard a raven also in that spruce tree. Spruce tree. I always mix that up because of tea tree oil. It just completely jumbles up my neuronal connections. So yeah, they like to sit in that spruce tree. They love it, absolutely love it. It's a home for all the birds, and it's wonderful. So I want to say in this video, I want to get a good light here. I don't know, the light is. Oh, there is a shooting star. A starship blending through the tree, through the rhododendron, and it says, "Trust me, the rhododendron heals all viruses." It's the truth. It is the truth. It is nothing but the truth. That's what this blue god light says. Okay. An alien spaceship showing itself in form of a sunbeam going through the rhododendron and saying to the whole world, the virus thing is a scam of the pharma industry. The pharma drugs don't even heal anything, okay? And they just want to enrich themselves with some patented petrochemical stuff that is absolutely horrific. And what really heals the viruses, all viruses, including the fabricated ones, the GMO fabricated ones in laboratories, okay, the rhododendron fixes it all. The rhododendron tea heals all. It's the truth. Nobody believes me. It's your problem. It's not my problem. But I'm still sharing the truth with you. Okay? So, but anyway, the truth can be told now. Finally. On Twitter. Yay! Ta 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 ta. Okay. Man, I'm glad. I already gave up on that. I thought this was never going to happen. I saw what they were doing to him. giving him such a runaround, such a hard time, trying to leech his bank account as much as they possibly could. And those CEOs shitting in their pants, knowing they're going to get fired, stealing millions and millions of dollars from Twitter in the last days before they had to be escorted out with law enforcement. Whoa. I mean, well, the total criminals were running Twitter before, and it was obvious. We could see that. It was very obvious what was going on there. It was hellish. It had become a hellish website before Elon Musk finally got complete legislation over it. So as soon as Elon Musk got total legislation over Twitter, everything started to heal instantly. The criminals were escorted out. Let that sink in, man. Fantastic. Absolutely. Absolutely love it. I am absolutely in heaven. No, okay, this is my heaven. It's wonderful. Of course, haters will come there, and I'm sure that all the criminals that really violate ethics rules on Twitter, I know that if all of those people get banned, they'll come back with new computers and new troll accounts, as people always do on every website and chat room. Okay, so they will come back. They'll try to troll the shit out of everything. But Elon Musk is also developing language guard bots, and these guard bots will protect the website from total violence and abuse. So violence and abuse not allowed on Twitter anymore. Okay, not allowed. Okay. The very people that say, "Oh, now let the racist comments come to Twitter," and so on. Bro, it was racist before Elon Musk. Now it's not racist anymore. Okay, because Elon Musk is not racist, and neither are anyone who has a good heart. Okay, but the trolls, the Muslims who want to kill non-Muslims, they're racist. They're fascist. That's a better word. They're fascist. No, they also hate white people. I'm sure they do. A lot of them, even if they converted to Islam, they would still hate him. And what's going on? So those people who are not Asian and white, they hate Asian and white people. It's a truth. You know it's the truth. It's the truth. Okay? That's racism. But they will twist everything around as psychopaths do. Psychopaths will never own up to a mistake. Okay? They will always twist the facts and say, no, you are wrong, I am right, and so on. They will always do that. No matter what. Okay, no matter what the argument is that comes at them. And then when they know they are totally debunked into the ground and the other person has the truth on their side, then the psychopath will start to become violent. That's what the psychopath does. Okay, it's a fact. And it's infuriating. It's very infuriating to me. Okay, it makes me very mad. Okay. But it is what it is. It, it is a very complex subject, psychopathy. cluster B. Very complex. It's the worst of all mental illnesses. It's the toughest to deal with because these people will never go to a doctor or psychiatrist or psychologist. They'll never go to a friend and say, "Hey, I need help," or "I need to cry on your shoulder." They'll never do that. They live on pride. Okay, so that's what it's really a pride illness. That's what it is. That it's a hysterical pride illness. It's hysterical in a in an absolute hysterical craziness. That's what it is. And I told Paul that I'm making a video, but he's always forgetting about it. Forgetting about it. I have to warn him making video. Okay. Yes, the baby dog is there. Okay. No, not now. Don't make noises. Okay. No. Alright. He's making noises, but it won't last very long. So okay. But anyway, I am absolutely thrilled and super, super happy that Elon Musk has full legislation over Twitter now, and it is fantastic. And the other day, when I guess it was Thursday night, when he already took over, and I saw these criminals being escorted out. Man, I went out there here into the backyard. I lifted my arms up into the infinite cosmos, and there was the Mars right in front of me. The only star, the only planet I could see in the sky was Mars, which is also very significant with this. And because we have light pollution here, obviously, it's a bigger community, okay, rural, but very developed, so light pollution. But I put my hands straight up with my fingers straight up into the sky as far as I could. And I said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Blue God, for this amazing present that Elon Musk has full legislation now over Twitter. Because now we have one social media website, and I hope it stays. I hope that they don't do something, the corporate agenda. I hope the corporate agenda doesn't do something now to put obstacles into this. I don't know what might come in the future. It's not the safest situation at all. The corporate agenda, they might bruise something up. They don't shy away from murder. They do all kinds of things. They are the mafia. Okay. They might bruise something up. Elon Musk really has to have at least 20 bodyguards. Okay. And Kanye West, yeah, he does too. He needs at least 20 bodyguards, okay, in this situation. I was happy to hear that Ye is now on Twitter. Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna greet him later. Okay, so I'm gonna tell him I love him. He is amazing. I am infinitely grateful to Ye and Elon and Donald and everyone in the world Vladimir and everyone in the world who is on the side of justice, truth, freedom for all. Okay, so, and I'm grateful, infinitely grateful that these people exist. Okay, I don't know what I would do if I was the only, or Paul and I were the only people in the world who stand up for truth. And even Paul is a chicken because when he was 18, he was beaten up, almost killed by a gang. And that made him into a chicken. So that's why he doesn't even want to be shown in the video. He's really traumatized, really badly, okay, by that. So I don't blame him. So what if I was the only one who is a truther and courageous and speaks out? I mean, if I wasn't gonna be ousting myself, I would be ousted by other people at some point. And I will, indeed, I will, in actuality, I will. I already know. At 61, I am gonna be ousted. It's okay, but I have a couple more years to do a couple of more art projects. So, and right now I'm working on Alien Spaceship 4. It's coming along. It is awesome. And I have two astronauts for it. And it's going to be awesome. I will show it, of course. It's absolute fun to me. I still had some Lucky Charm, very, very nasty with artificial food colors, marshmallow types. Oh my gosh, a hawk just flew over us. Nice. And I put these terrible Lucky Charms that came with a hot chocolate package. I put all of the rest of these Lucky Charms. I tried them. I have had them in a hot chocolate. They are sickeningly sweet, and they dissolve into just a hot chocolate color. So I mean, like a murky gray, because consists of different colors, and together these colors make a gray, and it's definitely not good for you. Okay, so artificial colors, they are not good for your animals or for you. Make sure you read the ingredients. So when I have something like this, which I would never have bought, but Paul bought them because they were on sale. Obviously other people have the same thought that, oh, Lucky Charms with marshmallows to put into the hot chocolate, full of artificial colors. Okay, nah, I'm passing on those. Okay, that's why they ended up in the grocery outlet for sale. But we always get these seconds because we have to save money on everything. We have to be very, very frugal because we want to buy a large land property and create our first Mars colony there. Yes, our first Mars colony on Earth with commercial greenhouses that we want to live in. So it's going to be awesome. But for that, we have to be very careful on the way we spend money, obviously. We can't be going to a restaurant. I don't trust restaurants anymore anyway. So even if I did have the money, I would only trust my own whole food chef, but that chef would have to prove to me that he is on board with compassion and justice, and that chef would have to go through extreme interviews and extreme multiple choice tests and so on first. I mean, like real ethics tests that take hours, like an intelligence IQ test. So the, but not for IQ. He will be tested for compassion, good heart, because there are a lot of chefs that will take bribe money from the corporate agenda and then get hired by someone who is a, a kind-hearted celebrity, and he will then slowly poison that person. And it has happened many, many times. It happened to Suma Qinghai. I felt so horrifically sorry for her, what she had gone through. But she's a powerhouse. Her body and mind is pure power. She made it through that. She got very sick. Even also messed with her head, and she got irritated. She felt like really exhausted, all of that. But she made it through this. I mean, she was probably, I don't know, probably cyanide poisoned by her chef. Really horrific. One of the very rare gurus who speak out for animal rights. Okay, obviously, the mafia immediately, like, here, $2 million up front, $2 more million once she is put into a casket. Okay, so that's how they function. It's not some. I'm not. I'm not making this up. This is not some conspiracy theory. This is not like, oh, I watch too many movies. No, I don't watch those movies. They make it extra wild in the movies so that people will never dare. Baby dog, come, Elon, 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 baby dog. No, he went into the hedge. I have to do something about it. I can't let him go in the hedge. Elon, come here. Elon, come here. No, don't go in there. I don't know what kind of gap is there in the fence. So I don't want him getting out. It's all grown over by ivy there, and very, very. The ivy is like 6 feet thick. So I don't know what's going on the other side there of the fence. So whether they're homeless people or they have torn a hole into the fence and then baby dog might get out. That's really scary. I don't want that to happen. So I would really go berserk if he went out there onto the street. Or if anything happened to him, I would really lose my marbles, I'll tell you that. So yeah, it's a good dog. Okay. So yeah, it's not easy, everything. But yeah, I use these toxic marshmallows to decorate my alien spaceships with, and I started out using them for another art project, and the one before, which I finished today, I finished it. And those are 4 pieces, and they're called 4 birthday cakes. And I'll show them too in the video. So they're right now, they're sitting on the piano in this house, and one is in the shelf. So, but eventually they will be installed next to each other in a symmetrical way on the wall. So they consist of 4 cardboard boxes where the hot chocolates and the Lucky Charms were in it. But Paul had, like, I don't know, 20 of those. But I only used 4 of those to make these 4 birthday cakes with. And then what I did is I laid them sideways on the table, and he got this glue on sale, where he really was able to buy a whole lot of that glue, I guess at Walmart. And so I just poured that glue over them, and then I put the Lucky Charms on top stuck it into the glue, and I lined it up neatly so that they would all be lined up next to each other to make it into some kind of like interesting surface. And then I poured more glue, like paper glue, not like really expensive glue. It's just like some kind of like paper crafts type of school glue, and white glue, but it dries transparent. So first it covers up the Lucky Charms, and then once it dries, then it becomes transparent, and then the Lucky Charms come out in their full glory with their full toxic colors. And once Paul saw that, and it actually looked like someone vomited onto those cardboard boxes. So Paul, he said, "Now that looks extremely unappetizing." And he said, now that I see that, I don't want to ever eat these Lucky Charms again, because now I see the glue really brought out. The glue basically was highlighting how incredibly toxic and artificial and synthetic, chemically, I don't know what they might do. They mess with people's endocrinology and hormones. So now he saw, you know, the all these extremely bright colors, which weren't so bright before in the marshmallow, when the marshmallow was didn't have the glue on it, because the marshmallows, they have kind of like a powdery surface which kind of diffuses the colors, makes it look like more natural colors, right? But that's deceptive. Don't trust it. Pour glue on it and you see the truth coming to the surface. The true colors of the Lucky Charm marshmallows, okay? They are petrochemical, they are toxic, okay? They mess with your entire nervous system, with your brain, with your neurons, with your hormones, with your pituitary gland. I don't know what they might do, okay, to the entire endocrinology of the body. So don't trust that ever, ever, ever. I don't know. They all work in cahoots with the medical industry, because then more people get sick, then they can have more clients, they can push more drugs on people, and so on. That's all it is. Pharma drugs don't work. They just cover something up temporarily, and it's not healed. It's only obscured. A symptom that may only be obscured for a while. And then it comes back with a vengeance. That's all it does. I heard a real horrible story yesterday of a guy who was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and then they pumped him full of pharma drugs, and that didn't help him at all. He ended up attempting suicide 4 times, and then a fifth time he find he it's so awful. It's so incredibly awful. He handcuffed himself to a tree and threw the key away, and then basically starved to death. Horrific. Absolutely horrific. Horrific, horrific. The pharma drugs didn't help him. They just made it worse. He needed real help. He needed a community center where he gets real help, he gets real information on natural healing, you know, with all the herbs that are good, rhododendron and the natural clays and herbal teas. A lot of drinking of herbal teas, very, very, very important to flush out the system from toxins. Yes, I got the spray bottle, and I am safe now from an ambush. Yes, because he was almost gonna jump up and do this on the keyboard. He was almost gonna do it. Yes, I see. That is what you're thinking. So, but that means he's feeling good, and we should not be angry when our dogs are rambunctious. That's just an expression of overabundant joy and gratitude, and that people misunderstand it as the dogs being too rambunctious, or they don't respect your shoes or your whatever computer and so on. No, they don't know that the shoes, you have to wear those shoes. They don't know that you have to use this computer. Okay. So it's very important for people to understand this, that the dog thinks differently than we do. If you get mad, the dog doesn't know why you get mad. That confuses an animal real bad when people get mad. So you can't get mad. But you have to figure out a way, like with a spray bottle. And some dogs really don't want to be sprayed with water, but maybe some others, they don't mind. And then you might have to put like an essential oil into the water, like peppermint. They don't like that. So, but not too much peppermint, but just enough that it will protect you from getting a rambunctious velociraptor attack. So that's all. And we need to be more mindful in the way we live our daily lives with our animals. And we certainly can't trust a dog groomer or a dog trainer. You can't trust these people. Terrible things have happened in the world because people trusted some dog trainer or even veterinarian or physician or dentist or whatever, so or expert in whatever field. People are very eager to trust other people just because they have a diploma on the wall. That doesn't mean that they are actually informed about that very subject. They may have just studied that, like, without, like, mindlessly studied it just so that they memorize it for the next day to fill out the question, the multiple choice test, okay, and pass that. And then the day after that, they forgot about all of it. So that's the case with most school systems, with most universities, with most people at the university. Okay, and then they get their diploma, and most of the stuff is already jumbled up and or even overwritten by some other stuff. So yes, there's a velociraptor. The velociraptor is now active. Yes, the velociraptor is active. The velociraptor is active now. Yes. But that means he's feeling good. Yes. That's what that means. He is feeling good. Yes, yes. Oh, he's all out of breath. Oh, yeah, baby dog, you smell good. How can someone smell so good? Oh my gosh, I love how dogs smell. Oh, I'm crazy about dog perfume. Oh, the dog. I am crazy about. The dog, little bit musky, rancid body scent. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I have dog's hair on my on the sweater, and I love that. I love every single dog hair on my sweater. So yeah, I am feeling very, very happy that Elon Musk has won and that we can make the world a better place now. Okay, so justice won, truth won, okay, freedom won, freedom of speech won, egalitarianism won, truth, feminism won, truth, justice, activism won, and now we have the platform for unimaginably amazing stuff that will come out of this. And maybe Elon Musk will create this one app, this one website for everything, just like they have one like that in China that works fantastic for people. And he will probably make Twitter into that, where you can do everything on Twitter. You don't need Facebook anymore. Mark Zuckerberg's already most likely not feeling so thrilled about this. I can imagine. If Mark Zuckerberg was for justice, he would be glad, he would be happy. He would collaborate with justice and truth. He would work together with people. We can all work together and make the world a better place. long time ago, I have made a suggestion to Mark Zuckerberg and said, this is your chance. You can make Facebook into something really, truly amazing. He didn't listen to me. He hired Sheryl Sandberg as the CEO. They're only interested in one thing and one thing only, and that is profit maximization. Okay. Sad, but true. So the truth has to be said. I used to believe in Mark Zuckerberg. I thought this was an innovative entrepreneur. Now I see he's just playing good cop, bad cop. He's so Sheryl Sandberg is the bad cop. Deal with her. No, you are Sheryl Sandberg too. You hired her. Okay, so that makes you one unit. Anyone who hires a corrupt CEO is the same thing, one and the same thing. There, you are that party, basically. You are that corporation that hired the bad CEO, Mark Zuckerberg. So, on the other hand, if someone is a good person, they will hire a good CEO. Okay. So, Elon Musk hired a good CEO. And together they're going to make this amazing. Okay. I know they will. And oh gosh, I wished Elon Musk could hire me as a watchdog. That would be nice. Because I make a very good watchdog. I really do. Because I am not naive anymore. Trust me, I used to be naive when I was young. Not anymore. I'm old now. And very vigilant. Vigilant, vigilant, vigilant. And guess what? I was accused of being vigilant. That's a good thing. It's a good thing to be vigilant. Ha! And guess who accused me of being too vigilant? A corrupt person, an infiltrator, who infiltrated into a local environmental group. A grant writer who corrupted that group. I talked about this before. I'm not going to talk about it now. It's too depressing. But yeah, those people will call anyone who's good names, and those are the people who think it's bad to be vigilant. It's bad to be a Karen, right? Those are the ones. Of course, they think that way because they don't want some vigilante Karen looking over their shoulder. Okay, no, they don't want that to happen. That's inconvenient. Okay, so I would like to look over Sheryl Sandberg's shoulders. You better believe it. But one woman did, and she blew the whistle. That's why Facebook was not on for one day, because of one courageous whistleblower. But then they got back on and continued the same paths, with the corruption and all of this, and with the same setup where pedophile men can intimidate teenage girls into committing suicide. And they have these methods of, you either show your nudes or I'm going to bully you into suicide. That's very common on the internet. Be careful about this, all of you young girls and also young boys. Be careful about the groomers and the Muslim groomers and the criminals that are out there, the pedophile criminals that are out there. Be very, very careful. Okay? Don't be intimidated into giving into some absolute, total, twisted, corrupt social movements. Don't give into that ever, ever, ever. You can do much better. You can be much, much, much more vigilant. And you must be. Okay. You have to be. You have to be vigilant. And every psychopath is very vigilant to cover their own BS. So, to cover their own playing field. They're very vigilant. But they will accuse a good person of being vigilant and making this somehow sound like it's something to be embarrassed about. So no, that's not embarrassed. I see 3 doves now in the tree. Oh, how cute is that? Oh my god. That is so cute. Oh, nice. Oh, it's nice. So, yeah, I'm just hanging out with my sweeties, my sweethearts, Sandy, and my Muslim sweetheart, whom I don't trust because he's a Muslim, but I still consider him my sweetheart. It's my sweetheart, Danny. He will always be my sweetheart, no matter what. Okay, but you're not gonna shut me up, Danny. You're not gonna shut me up ever. It doesn't matter whether that hurts your identification, what I say, or your ego. I can't worry about that. Sorry. Um, Islam is no, absolute no, no, no. Okay. So sorry. There's no way I can meet with someone like that. There's no way. I cannot. Okay. On the internet, yes, we can exchange kisses. Okay. But that's about it. I cannot ever, ever, ever. I can never, ever visit with a Muslim. Never. I will never. That's a violent religion, and I have the right to say that. It is a violent religion, and everybody knows it. You know it. The violent people know it. The other people know it. But most people don't dare to talk about it because they don't want to lose their fucking job, their shit job, or their shit society. My goodness. It's awful. Well, I'm lucky I don't have any friends in person. Just one human friend in person. That's it. Boy. And a dog friend. My best friend in person. Okay. And then I have Sandy on the internet as my best friend on the internet. And I have a Muslim sweetheart whom I don't trust, and that's about it. So, yeah. And I have a whole lot of haters, and I don't want to be abused anymore. So, like, yeah. Now you don't get to abuse me anymore. Andy and whatever your names are. Zane, WC. You don't. Frank, whatever your names are, you don't get to abuse me anymore. I'm not coming there anymore. I'm done. Okay, I found an alternative. I found a healthy alternative. I found Mr. Borland's videos. Mr. Borland, believe it or not, with some videos that have very, very negative content because of the stories at hand. But the way he presents it, oh, 4, 4, 4, 4. Thank you, animal angels. Yes. They say, yes, spot on. So I don't need to be abused anymore in chat rooms. Okay, the animal angels confirm that. Why should I go there to be harassed? Okay. So no, Mr. Barnes videos, they have some there are some stories are very, very, very horrible, but the way he tells these stories is so kind and so enthusiastic and so interesting. He doesn't even need the background scenery and all of this, the green screen and all of the special effects and all. No, he doesn't need any of that. He could just sit there in his room and just tell these stories. And we are absolutely mesmerized by those stories. And I saw women commenting under his videos. The women really like that guy. One woman said that she is so infinitely grateful to John Allen for his videos because these videos saved her through the most critical phase in her alcohol withdrawal. She was quitting alcohol and she just did not want to go back on at all, not even drink a sip of it anymore. And it was very difficult and she didn't really know how to do it, but she found his videos and she was binge watching his videos, and that got her through the day and through the night. And although the stories scared her real bad, the stories are absolutely interesting, super interesting, because many of the stories also contain the paranormal, and it contains psychology of cluster B, and these stories also save lives. People, they save teenagers' lives. They see the kind of stuff that's happening in schools and in people's brains, the kind of jealousy that drives women, girls into murdering someone. It can save lives. Okay, it saves our lives in terms of withdrawing from whatever we're withdrawing from. Okay, whatever addiction, whatever bad habits, whether whether that's for that one lady is alcoholism that is withdrawing from, and then using John Allen's videos to fill that void, to have this sense of, this is interesting. It's almost like having a friend talk to you. That's how he talks. He's a friend to all of us. He's amazing, that guy. And I feel the same way, with my withdrawal symptoms from withdrawing from the fact nominal chat room. The chat room from hell. Okay, so now I'm withdrawing from that. That takes a while. I relapsed so many times into it. I can't count it anymore. This went on for 10 years with the relapsing. And then going back on it every day, getting fucking abused. The abuse is so extreme, you have no idea. It's like I'm a super generous, kind person. Boy, they hate my brain, they hate everything. They hate my guts, they hate my eyes, my face. They hate my body, they hate everything about me, but I am totally immune to that. Okay? Because I have the blue God, and the blue God protects me. And my body and mind, soul, and brain is immune against this. But it still made me cry. It made me cry very much, and I had nervous breakdowns because of that. But those people are psychopaths. They don't see the other person. They only see everything out of their very narrow cut perspective of the me, myself, and I. Okay, tunnel vision eye perspective from the perspective of the psychopath. The psychopath can only see himself. What he gets out of the other person, how he can exploit the other person, how he can aggrandize himself with this or that, what was this or that person, or this or that contact, or his needs, his sexual needs, and so on. The heck with the other person's feelings or needs or whatever. It is only for the psychopath. The psychopath, the psychopath, the psychopath. Me, 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 me. Okay. And out of that, they create all kinds of doll houses of epic proportions. It's all in their heads. They cast someone they want sexually into a role. And if you don't adhere to that role, they will literally say to you, which they did to me, they will say to you, now you're out of character. You get the heck back into that character that I assigned you into. Dr. Sam Vaknin talks about this in depth. Watch his videos. All of you psychopaths, watch his videos. You will know he's talking about you, even though he doesn't know you, because he's talking about all of you. Okay, and that's very eye-opening what he says. And Sam Vaknin, he is not afraid to call the kid by the name. He's not a woke kind of pushover motherfucker. Okay, no, he's not. Okay, he's a very courageous person. I don't agree with him on everything, obviously, and he also has terrible ego, and he knows that. He's very well aware, and he talks about it, and that's very courageous and refreshing. No, he doesn't shy away from addressing the truth. And I hope Dr. Sam Vaknin comes on Twitter. We want to hear what you have to say. We want to get into a debate with you. We want to talk to you. That's good. It's interesting. I want to talk to everyone. It doesn't matter what someone is, whether someone is a psychopath or not. But the majority of psychopaths are not like Sam Vaknin. Sam Vaknin is a self-declared psychopath. He was in prison even. I think he murdered someone. He was in prison in England. He lives in England. So I think he was working for the wrong party, basically, the wrong side of the front. He was working for the corporate agenda, I'm sure. So, and then got completely caught up with that. I'm not making excuses for him. What he did was what he did. It's a crime, and he had to pay for it. He went to prison for a very long time, and then he got back out, and he got back on his feet, and then he studied psychology. He became a world famous psychologist, and wrote many books that are very, very honest, and they help a lot of people. So it's really great. So there are different people in the world who have something to offer to the world, to make the world a better place. Even one psychopath is among them. So what sets him apart from the rest of the psychopaths is that he is honest about it. Okay, and I tell you, honesty is your entry point into healing your mental illness. Whatever mental illness you have, honesty is the ticket. That's the first thing you have to do. You have to come clean with who you are, to yourself, to other people, and you have to be radically honest about beautiful dolls. That's nice. You have to be radically honest about your brain and how your mind functions, okay? And how corruptible you have been. The moment you see it for what it is, the moment you come clean with it to yourself, you have already entered into truth. And that's the beginning of the healing process. There will be a lot of tears, and that's okay, and it doesn't hurt. Okay? What hurts is when we live a lie. That hurts us when we do it more than anyone else. Okay, that hurts more than anything else. If I lived a lie, if I had plastic surgery done on my body, if I whatever, I put silicone into, I mean whatever, or Botox, or, it would be a lie. Okay, it would not feel good. That lie does not feel good. Self lies, they feel bad. Okay, and then other people that just constantly lie to everyone else, constantly. It doesn't feel good, and then they have to create lies upon lies upon lies, because they have to cover up the first lie with the next lie, and then they have to cover that lie up. That's the same with the pharma industry, giving you a drug to cover up a symptom. Then you have to take another drug to cover up the symptoms from the next drug. And some people are on 10 different medications because of that. It's the same as lies over lies over lies. It's the same thing. They're ruining their health with the pharma drugs, and the liars, and many of them are liars on top of it. Okay, but the liars in general, whether they're on pharma drugs or not, if they're, most of them, that's a general rule. If people are liars, they're probably most likely on pharma. I think there's a real high correlation, high positive correlation going on. Okay, the more pharma drugs, the more lies, like in the coordinate system. So it's a graph that goes diagonal like this. So, but even if they're not on drugs, whatever they do, for the liar community, what they're doing is bad for their health, physically and mentally. Okay, it's a truth what I'm saying. So truth wins. That is the nature of truth. Okay. Truth always wins, whether you are clinging to something untrue, like Islam, or whatever you cling to, plastic surgery, or whatever, lies over lies you cling to. The truth will knock you down at some point. It You can't indefinitely cling to untruth. And that's a rude awakening. Spare yourself that. Don't be willingly going down that path of a rude awakening coming. It knocks people down with absolute force, brutal force. My mother, for example, my mother has lived her life with anosognosia. It's a form of mental illness. I'm not blaming, I'm not judging her, okay? But my dad had a double life. He had a mistress for decades. And my mother went into anosognosia about it. She kept telling me, because I was always worried about my boyfriend's cheating, she kept telling me what she doesn't know doesn't bother her. That was her approach. Okay. And one time she hit me on the back because I said, "Aren't you worried that puppy, as we call him, is seeing other women?" I should not have said that, because obviously that was too much, for her. She wants to keep that all nicely tucked under the rug. Okay? And that's how she dealt, in quotation marks, with that. That's not how we deal with life. We don't. I'm not saying that no, she would have to necessarily get the divorce, or if she dealt with it, in the right way, or would have to get real mad at him or something, or kill him or whatever that some people do. I mean, someone who deals with this in a real good way, they will say, hey, I see you need the other person. So now I have a choice. If I don't like that, I can say, okay, let's part ways. That way you give me a chance to, and he's starting to chainsaw now, which is extremely rude, to say the least. This is the rudest thing in the world. But he has a sour look on his face, and he's like, I'm gonna chainsaw now, whether you still make the video or not. So I'm gonna go in the house. I'm gonna go in the house. I'm gonna go in the house because I'm not finished with the video yet. So I will not film him. Okay. Alright. So maybe I can sit here for a moment because I kind of feel dizzy right now. Oh, I'm gonna sit here for a moment. Okay. Alright. I just want to finish the video saying that my mother, if she didn't have the neurosis, she could have said to my dad, I love that other lady too, Barbara. She's my friend too, and I love her, and I love both of you, and I want you to be together. That's what someone who is totally sane would say, but most people are not sane, okay? So I want you to be together if you make each other happy, if you're soulmates, which they actually were and are, still are. Barbara died, but the soul lives on, and they're still soulmates, okay? So, and my mother would then have the choice, so maybe I have another chance now and I can meet someone else, or I can live somewhere else and I make something out of my life, and this is my chance to learn and do and grow. But my dad kept that all hidden from her not because he wanted to protect her, which was his outward excuse, which is obvious. No, he wanted to protect his own standing in society, obviously. So that's what it was. Because my dad was an architect, and he's not working as an architect anymore, and he was very known in the community. And obviously, he didn't want that to come out to the public. One time, I got a nervous breakdown, and I started to accuse him of having affairs with numerous women. Because suddenly dawned on me, and I said that, and I'm not worried about it anymore. So I've grown since then. But I got real mad at him. I thought that he betrayed my mother, and we had a big nervous breakdown, kind of like. And then he said to me very sternly, when my mother wasn't there, he said to me very sternly, "This is not true, what you're accusing me of, and do not tell anyone about it." Well, if it's not true, then why are you so worried about me talking about this to other people? Well, because it is true, and because he doesn't want other people to see that he lived a double life, not just with one woman, but with several, and with several women of different generations from the same family. But whatever. Okay, so I'm not holding it against him. Most men are like that, okay? They are driven by lust, and they can't help it. And I'm not expecting anything else. So it is what it is. I mean, this whole idea of Prince Charming, that doesn't exist. It's a fairy tale. It doesn't exist. Okay, the human species is not monogamous. But, if with this mind state that I have now, if I was in a situation similar to that, and or like with Norbert, my ex-boyfriend in Germany, and I will see, I made a big drama with Norbert cheating and all of that. But today, in a situation like this, I would say, no, if you want to be with that other person, then go ahead. That's okay. It's okay. But it just, I have jealousy issues, so I'm going to move on. So, because I don't want that psychoterror. This is hurting my feelings. It's hurting me. It hurts me into my insecurity, into my childhood trauma. So I'm not going to put up with it. I'm going to move away. We part ways, but in peace and in love. Okay. So, or, if I was polyamorous, if I was pro polygamy, I would say go ahead, continue that relationship. We can still sleep with each other once in a while. So that's when someone has absolutely no more childhood trauma or pain. So, but that's also, not everyone's cup of tea in terms of lifestyle. So, we not only want to have a permanent partner, a monogamous partner because of our childhood trauma, but we also feel safer that way. We don't want to have a bunch of women coming in and out of our house and with venereal diseases, or I don't know who these women are, and they may be criminals and so on. So that's the last thing I want to say. No, if I had a romantic partner, a boyfriend, ever again in my life, which I haven't had for a very long time, no, for 12 years. But if I ever find one, someone I can trust not to cut my head off at night, so, or send me into human trafficking or whatever, yeah, or is friends with criminals or whatever, or Muslim or whatever, if I can find someone who is on the side of compassion, who loves dogs, is a good dog father, someone I can really trust, then I will say to that person, I know the human species is not monogamous. I'm not judging. Okay, I'm myself included. I mean, I have also been very non-monogamous, to say the least. With Norbert too. I mean, I'm admitting that. So, and with Paul, I left Paul 4 times. I actually left him for real. I went away 4 times. I came back because he's more than just a part. He's like a dad for me. So I'm coming back to dad, basically. I never really had a dad who was really there for me, who was there and protective and all of that. My dad was always like in his own world. Very, very selfish person. I'm not judging it. It's just what it is. Okay. So, but and I love Paul for being my new dad. But if I was ever in an actual relationship again, a man that I also cuddled with on all of it, which I haven't had in 12 years. If I was with someone, I would tell that person, we can have an open relationship. The only requirement I have because of my insecurities and my childhood trauma is don't make yourself seen to me with that other person. That's all I'm asking. If we have a home together, don't bring her to our home. Okay? You can do her in her home, but please take a shower and put clean clothes on afterwards, because I don't want her. I don't. I don't want her particles inside of me or on the skin outer surface. Okay, so no, I don't want that. Particularly not viruses and so on. I don't need that. So no, and this is also a tricky situation because of the viruses and all of that. This all makes it much more difficult. So that's why I would much rather have a monogamous relationship if we could, but if it's not possible, then at least, let's keep this open and be respectful about it towards me and my feelings, and don't show yourself to me with her in any way. Okay, I would never spy on someone. Okay, I never do this. I'd never hire a detective. What a neurotic stuff that is. No, you can do whatever you want. You can flirt with anyone you want. You can see someone outside the house. Just wash yourself, put clean clothes on, and then be there for me when you come back into my house, into our house that we share with each other. That's all I'm asking, and that's a very reasonable request. Okay, you guys take care. Peace and love.